Hey everybody, my name's Andy Barninger. I'm here today with Myotrend to bring you a spicy chicken and waffle recipe. So let's get started. The first step in our recipe is to preheat the oven to 350 degrees and warm our waffle iron. So we've already done that. Let's move on to step 2, which is mixing all the dry ingredients together. So for these dry ingredients, we have 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of almond flour and 1/4 cup of coconut flour. Here we have 1 tablespoon of erythritol, commonly known as swerve, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And for the last thing, we're going to grab 1/4 teaspoon of salt, grab a whisk, and just whisk all of these ingredients together. Our next step is to add our 3 wet ingredients. This includes 3/4 cup of almond milk, 1 whole egg and 1 egg white, and 1 tablespoon of melted coconut oil. Once all of those ingredients are in there, take our whisk. I'm just going to whisk everything together. Now that that's done, we have our batter. We're going to set this off to the side and move on to our chicken. For our next step, we're going to grab our chicken, which I've already pre-portioned into 4 2-ounce pieces. We're going to set that aside. And for our breading for this chicken, we're actually going to use Captain Crunch. So for this Captain Crunch, I have 1/2 cup in this bag. And just because they're large pieces right now, we want to use it as a breading. I'm going to grab the back of a spatula. You can really use anything for this. Just something that you can easily just break up the Captain Crunch. And I put it in a bag so that it didn't go everywhere. And now that our Captain Crunch almost looks like breadcrumbs, we're going to grab a bowl, open our bag, and pour the Captain Crunch into that bag. Set this aside. In our next bowl, we have 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of almond milk that we've whisked together. So, before we start, we're going to grab our salt, and for this we're going to use about 1/4 teaspoon of salt just to sprinkle over the chicken. Set that aside, and for this it's really simple. We're going to grab our chicken, dip it into our egg wash, then dip it into our Captain Crunch, set it on our parchment lined sheet pan, and that's going to go in the oven for us to bake. That we have our chicken breaded in the Captain Crunch, we're going to put it into the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes until it's cooked through. And during that time, we're going to make our waffles. So moving on to our next step, we have our waffle iron here. This is a 9-inch round waffle iron. And we also have our batter. So to make these waffles, this batter will make 2 full waffles. So using a 1/2 cup measure, and then coating our waffle iron in cooking spray, the top and the bottom. We're going to use a 1/2 cup measure to scoop out the batter, place it into our waffle iron, and we're going to cook the waffle for about 2 to 3 minutes. And by the time both waffles are done, our chicken should be done, so then we should be able to plate this. The best way to remove a waffle from a waffle iron will be to grab a spatula. So this one is designed for spreading the icing on cakes. However, using a flat spatula or a regular spatula works as well. Just reach underneath the waffle, lift it up, and then you can easily pull the waffle off of the waffle iron. So now that we have our waffles done, our syrup warmed, and some of our toppings, for this I'm using coconut flakes, we're going to grab our chicken out of the oven, and then we're gonna build our chicken and waffles. So to build our chicken and waffles, we're gonna grab a plate, set that down, grab one of our full waffles, pull it apart, one of them is going to be the base, the other one's going to be the top for it. So we're going to grab one of our pieces of chicken, grab another piece of chicken, we're going to top them, grab a little skewer. So this is about a 4-inch long skewer, pointy on one end and kind of blunt on the other ones. This is just for presentation purposes. Next, we're going to grab some of our coconut flakes, sprinkle them over the plate, and we're going to finish it with some sugar-free syrup. So there you go. You have your Captain Crunch Spicy Coconut Chicken and Waffles. Just roll with it. One of my classic favorites, what I love about it is we took a different spin on it. So this is the Captain Crunch in there to add some sweetness, but it's also spicy and savory because we have the coconut in there, and we also have the red pepper that we threw in there. So overall, great contrast in the dish. I think it's delicious. I think you'll think it's delicious as well. Hope that you guys enjoyed this recipe. My name is Barninger, and you can find me at The Performance Chef. Stay tuned for more recipes from Myotrend.